with you, the Daily Purge. How you doing? Let's listen to some fine jazz this evening, ladies and gentlemen. Fine jazz. Humble Alpha FM. Good evening, my friend. How are you this wonderful Monday night? Humble Alpha FM. Whoa, there we go. Look at that one. Just came on there really super loud. My kids are sending me about 100 messages right now. My goodness. Sorry about the ding dongs and dangs. All right. Let me write a post here real quick. Share this around. If you would like to share this around, I would be very much appreciated. I would very much appreciate it. Oh my God, my kids are killing me here. I would very much appreciate it. Hello, Olga. How are you? Kitties aren't with me today, so they're writing me like crazy. As soon as I turn this on, they're like, bing. Of course, as you know, was it Newton's law of relativity. Yeah. So I have some really interesting days. I'm a very conscious person, meaning, hey, all right, awesome, Olga. Meaning that I'm always aware of what's going on around me, no matter what. And it's like I'm so aware, hyper aware. Most of you veterans will know what I'm talking about, about being hyper aware. But I'm more to the point where I see signs. Like, oh, there's a sign. Okay. Yeah, there's a sign. Oh, there's another sign. And what does it mean? What sign is it? I don't know, but I'm collecting these signs just to see what's going on, right? And it's a trip because when you start seeing these signs coming together like that, you're like, man, what's going on? So just to crack down on the post, if you will. Let me see what I'm doing here. Who decided it has to be how it is? What I mean by that is, who decided that your life has to be how it is? And you're probably saying, of course, it's me. But if you think about it, right, do you really believe that? And that's the key factor, because if you believe that it's outside of your control, then it's outside of your control. And even the word control may be the wrong one, because control pretty much indicates that you can manipulate the outside world. You can. A little bit maybe, but it's not going to help you that much. It'll make things worse, actually, in my opinion. So when I'm sitting here and I'm talking to people on the phone and on Zoom and this, that, and the other, I get like a common thread. And that common thread is how do you solve the problem in life of trying to be abundant, right? Not thinking negative, thinking positive, but not just thinking positive, but actually being positive and abundant at the same time. How the heck do you do that, right? Well, I'm not a pro at any of this stuff, but I do know that I follow my thoughts. And what I try to do is, I read something today. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, when our minds become stuck in the past or are anxiously projecting into the future, we're missing the experience of the current reality that exists, the present moment. And it is in the present moment that you can change your reality, right? So we get stuck in the past. Oh God, anxiety in the future. Oh man. And we're like, wait a second, you're living right now. What's up, Bobby Mason? How you doing, brother? What is going on right now in our life that we can actually do to make a difference, to change our reality? And people think about, if I say the word change your reality, what's the thing? What do you think of? Do you think of extremes like I can't change my reality? Or are you thinking of small things like you can change your reality by the way that you act towards somebody? Olga, gratitude is one of the most powerful, I don't want to say attitudes, but positions to own, right? It's one of the most positions to own, because gratitude is not a positive or negative. It's an enveloping sort of energy, right? So check this out. The world around you mirrors your energy. The world around you mirrors what you put out. It echoes back to you, right? It's like when you go to the Grand Canyon, if you've ever been there. Coming soon to Peru. Oh, really? Hola, Homano. Coming soon to Peru. I can't see who that is because it just says Facebook user. Put your name in there. That's got to be Mark, right? Is that Mark? Mark Marburg? I hope so. I don't know. I'm guessing. So the world around you mirrors everything that you have inside of you as far as energy goes. And I can tell you, if you master this, right, it's incredible. If you master the art of seeing other people as your mirror, no wonder I love it so much. There you go. If you master the art of seeing other people as your mirror, you can't do it all the time. I mean, you could, but it's just really difficult because you get into the groove. But if you master the way to see other people as a mirror of your energy, you can adjust your energy accordingly. So if you feel like Marky Mark, what's up, brother? Mark Myberg, ladies and gentlemen. He's the host of our Peru retreat every year. So mastering the world around you has to do with how you put your energy out. Absolutely love my world. Awesome, Olga. So if I walk into a meeting and I'm in a bad mood, do you think anyone's going to be like, "Hey, Steve, great to see you"? Only those who aren't aware, and it won't come on. It won't happen. I'll be like, just fall flat. But if I go into a meeting and I'm centered, I'm focused, I'm owning my stuff, right? I'm owning myself, right? Then I walk in and I'm giving that to everyone, right? I'm giving everything that I have to everyone around me. So it's sort of like herpes. Just popped in my head. That was probably a bad analogy. Anyway, so no idea where that came from. I think I'm tired. I'm a little goofy. So if but put it this way, if you would look around and see everyone, Jesus, people are writing me. It's crazy. No one wrote me for 5 hours. Now all of a sudden I'm getting a million messages. So if you would just imagine, you go into a room, you see your husband, your wife, your kids. Imagine your energy in the place that you want to be. Hello, are you into NFT? Okay. If you imagine the people around you are a mirror, look at yourself and all those people. See their faces and see how they are mirroring back what you have. So if you know that's the case, what do you do when you go into a room where you want to have a positive influence? You set your mind right, right? Yeah, I don't share that much. Hey, I didn't say I had it. Come on, Olga. If you know that you're going to mirror everything, everyone around you is going to mirror what you have, wouldn't you ensure that you go in there in the right mindset, in the right ownership of the presence? Boundary, Stephen. Oh my God, that's funny. I didn't say I had it. So this is so powerful. I would love for you to try this out. So I've tried it out 100 times. If you go into a room, before you go into the room, sort of assess what it's like. And say, so maybe you know how your husband is today, or maybe you know how your wife is today. If your wife's in a bad mood, your husband's in a bad mood. You say, I'm going to go in and change her mood without saying a word. Right? You center yourself, you own your presence, let it all out, and just release. And walk in that room with the knowing, that the love, the energy, the power, the positivity that you're giving off will be reflected back to you, right? It will happen. It will happen, right? You can't let against energy ruin your day. That's against energy is someone who's going to do something against you no matter what, right? So try this out. See how it works. It's going to blow your mind if you get used to it, right? It's really, really cool. Let's see if I can read something to you today. I am the observer, therefore the creator and the consumer of what I have created. What are you actively observing today? Isn't that really cool? I'm the observer, therefore the creator and the consumer of what I have created. Ooh, man, that's powerful. You, me, and my 20-year-old son live that way. There we go. Donnell Johns, what's up, brother? How you doing, man? How you doing, brother, man? Good to see you. Sergeant Major, get off the grass. Okay, so there's a here we go. Circumstances, right? I'm just reading out of the book. Circumstances don't matter, not to discount them, but to let you know it's what meaning you decide to give them that determines what effect you can extract from them. Meaning, what effect you can extract from them is what you're going to get, right? So circumstances do not matter. Don't discount them, of course, but to let you know it's what meaning you decide to give them. It's like when you have a problem, right? You got a problem like, oh man, this is a problem. How much meaning are you going to give that problem? Or are you going to look for a solution? If you're going to if you have an obstacle in front of you, a challenge in front of you, and you're giving it excess importance or excess desire, like, man, I gotta get over it. I gotta get over it. Balanced forces of nature, of the universe, of God, they're going to try to balance that out. So if you're pushing here, I need, what's happening on the other side? They're pushing up, and you're fighting against yourself, You're fighting against balanced forces. So the more excess desire, excess importance you put on something, the less of a chance is that you're going to get it. And I know that goes against what every business guru says about hustle and grind. You got to fight. It's not easy. It's never going to be easy. You got to fight for years and years and years. You got to do. You don't have to. It's like using a magnifying glass. There you go. And I want to give you an example. So when I was younger, when I got out of the Army, I didn't care. I just wanted to get out of the Army and have a good time and build a business. So I did. I opened a bar. Effortless. Got $220K, a loan from the brewery, paid 3 times the expenses in beer for the next 4 years to pay the loan off. Effortless. Made $30K a month. Effortless. D-marks. The euro came. The euro switched from D-marks, Deutsche marks to euros, and it crashed the business. Basically, I went from 30K to, if it would be translated back into D-marks, 10K. So I lost 2/3 of my entire revenue in about 2 months after the euro came in because they ripped everybody off by raising the prices massively. And of course, that led down through the supply chain, right? So it was a total farce, right? And so I went into the corporate world as a contractor, and I went to this. I'm gonna give you numbers here too, so you know I'm not bullshitting. So I went to this meeting in London. They visited me in my place of work, which at the time was in Dusseldorf, and I had seen them before in Berlin a year before. And when they came into my place in Dusseldorf, I'm like, wait, I saw you guys in Berlin. They're like, you remember us? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, who are you? And they're like, well, we're the competitor. I'm like, okay, what's up? What can I help you with? And they said, well, we see what you did in Berlin. We see what you did in Austria. And now you're here in West Germany. We'd like to talk to you about maybe coming to work for us because we want to come to mainland Europe as well from the UK. And I'm like, I don't really need a job. I'm doing cool here. I like it. It's good to go. I was making 6 + 3, so 9K. Euro? D-mark. I don't remember. Euro. I don't know if it was D. No, it was euro. So I was making 9K a month euro. So, and here I am, 35 years old. At the time, still had no idea what the hell I was doing. And I took the trip to London. They flew me up. They brought me to the boardroom. All the directors of the board were there, the chairman, the owner, all that kind of stuff. And they're asking me those questions. And I'm like, look, I don't really need this job. I'm not looking for a job. I really like your clubs, amazing places. But I want 2 things. I want to polish my financial skills, and I want to learn something new every day. Because I ain't here to sustain. I'm here to build. And they're like, damn. Anyway, so we started talking, ended that up. And they asked me, they said, you have any more questions? And I said, no. Besides, can I get my flight back to Berlin earlier? It's for 10 o'clock tonight. I'd like to go now since we're done. And they're like, yeah, sure. Joanne, make that happen. And they said, you have no more questions? And I said, no, I don't have any more questions. And they said, don't you want to know what you're going to earn? And I said, and I had forgotten because that's how I didn't even care. I had forgotten. And I said, actually, no, I'm sure it'll be fair. Right. So I leave. Thank you very much. Get in the plane, go home. Land, there's an email. Stephen, this is, I can't want to say his name, but Mark, you wouldn't know who it is. Mark's like, hey, I need to know what you want to earn. I'm like, all right. So I'm thinking like, okay, I made 9K. Let me double that. See what they say, right? Let me double that. So I said 18K. He said, all right, we'll do that. And I'll give you a 100K bonus. But since you don't have any locations yet to make a profit, to earn that bonus, we're going to pay it out monthly for the next year until you open your first location. And so I was making like 27K a month, 28K a month, I think it was. Even more than that. 28K a month. Didn't even try, didn't even want, didn't even ask, didn't look for it, didn't try hard, didn't plan, didn't believe that I could do it. It just freaking happened. Right? Before that, I was a bartender. I was a bartender at a sports bar in Berlin, first one in Berlin. And I was earning a lot of freaking money to the point that my paycheck, I never even looked at it. And one day I looked in the bank, I had like 40, 50K in there. I was like, what the hell? How can I be making this much money? I'm a bartender. You know, but it's because I had tips and I lived from those. I never touched a paycheck. Come around 2008, lost everything, gone, homeless, suicide attempt, went to the monastery, didn't pay any bills, said F it. Right. And since that time, I've been very conscious of what I do, how I feel, what I see, what I think, all these things. And it's not effortless anymore to earn money. So I'm in the process now of unlearning the things that I learned to make money from the pros out there and going back to my intuition, which is what I had before, right? Okay, don't get me wrong. I'm not poor and I make good money, but it isn't like I was making before. There were some other businesses in there as well with millions. I don't want to say nothing about that, but it's just struck me today when I'm thinking like, man, I was talking to Sarah, the partner in Have NFT, and she's like, man, you're a genius at generating revenue, but you're not so good at saving it. I was like, damn. So yeah, that's like I tell you guys, when I'm in the daily purge, it's me just purging what I went through today, what I'm thinking and how I feel. So that's why it's unscripted, and sometimes it takes a while for me to get to the point. Well, that was my point. We dictate the reality through our thoughts and our feelings to the outside world. They mirror it back to us, and we're hunky-dory. The same thing goes if you try too hard. Yeah, if you put too much pressure on this side saying, I want, I need, I must have, balanced forces, the universe, God is going to try to balance it out because they don't want you falling off the edge. So the harder you try, the less of a chance you have of actually making it happen. Now, that's something to think about. So what happens when you have excess desire or importance? You look at your life at the entire timeline. Born here, and I'm here now. And I have another 50 years to go or whatever. How much of impact will this moment, this very, very moment from which I am thinking about future things that may or may not happen, how much is that going to affect my lifeline? It won't affect your lifeline. Not much. Nothing. Even that much, right? There's an incy-bincy, okay? That's how I do it. And then I say to myself, Stephen, what's your mission in life? It isn't to sit here and be pissed off about one little thing. What's your mission in life? What's your mission in life? Create radiant value to raise others to a higher frequency. Hell yeah. That's what I'm talking about. All right. Hope you have a fantastic one. Remember what they always say. It's all about quality of life. See you tomorrow.